Next, I'll explain the back chest piece. It also has 4 rows of motifs. The first 3 rows are motif 1 and motif 2. Just follow the pattern chart to crochet accordingly and connect. Moving on, I'll explain row 4 of the motifs. Some positions in the motif section need to be connected. Some connection points are special. You need to crochet and connect in a specific order. First, let's talk about motif 6. It's also divided into 3 parts. For the first part, crochet in rounds for the first 4 rounds, then work back and forth. Pay attention to some positions where you need to work and join simultaneously. The other 2 parts are picked up from corresponding areas and worked back and forth separately. A new stitch technique is used, double crochet 3 stitches together. Next, I'll demonstrate how to crochet this new stitch. You can learn it first, then refer to the pattern chart to crochet. Please watch the demonstration. Double crochet 3 stitches together. Yarn over, insert the hook into the left stitch. Yarn over, draw the yarn through. Yarn over again, pull through the first 2 loops. This is an incomplete double crochet. Next, crochet the second one. Yarn over, insert the hook into the adjacent stitch. Yarn over, draw the yarn through. Yarn over again, pull through the first 2 loops. This is the second incomplete double crochet. Continue to crochet the third one. There are 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops on the hook in one go. 1 DC3 together is completed. This is the crocheting method for DC3 together. Now, motif 6 is explained. Crochet and join the remaining motifs in order. First, complete the motifs in the central area. Then, crochet and join the motifs on both sides. Next, crochet and join motif 7 and motif 8 downward. Then, crochet and join the side motifs 9 and 5. When joining, some positions require picking up the corresponding row's side edge. Simply pick up one edge stitch, or hold to connect. The pattern chart clearly indicates with guidelines. You can also adjust the connection positions as needed, as long as it looks flat and neat after joining. No new stitch techniques or methods are introduced here. Just follow the pattern chart to complete it. Now, the back chest area is explained. Next, we'll explain the left chest area. It also has 4 rows of motifs. The first 2 rows are motif 1 and motif 2. On the third row, the right side is motif 1, and the left side is motif 10. The crochet technique here is similar to motif 3, just symmetrically reversed. The fourth row consists of motif 9 and motif 11. Here, work and join motif 11 first, using a method similar to motif 4. Again, in the opposite direction. Then work and join motif 9. No new stitch techniques or methods are introduced. Just refer to the previous demonstration, and complete it according to the chart. The left chest piece area is now explained. Finally, connect several chest pieces together. Match the left and right chest pieces, aligning them with the back chest piece. The right side of the main part faces out, which means the side with neat motif 1 stitch texture. Then connect the sloping shoulder areas on both sides. Use a crochet hook to join with slip stitches and 2 chain stitches. Next, I'll demonstrate the method. Here, I'm demonstrating with a small swatch. First, connect one side of the sloping shoulder. This connection is made on the wrong side of the fabric, so the wrong side faces out, with the right sides facing inward. Then from one end edge, pick up the edges of both fabric pieces, inserting the hook securely at a stable position. First work 2 chain stitches. Then skip a distance of 2 chain stitches. Pick up corresponding positions on both fabric pieces. Insert the hook and work 1 slip stitch. After completing, work 2 chain stitches. Then skip a similar distance. Pick up both fabric pieces. Work slip stitches at the edge positions. 2 chain stitches. Continue connecting in this way afterward. When encountering 2 motifs whose edges are separated, connect here. No need to work chain stitches. After completing slip stitches on one side, pick up the other side and work slip stitches directly. Continue working 2 chain stitches and slip stitches afterward. After connecting the edge positions, now turn to the right side to check the completed effect. The textures on both sides roughly correspond. The fabric lies flat. Cut the yarn once the effect is satisfactory. And hide the yarn tail inside the fabric. Complete this part on your own. One sloping shoulder is now connected. Connect the other side using the same method. Complete this part on your own. After completion, there will be one armhole on each side. Now the main part section is fully explained. Next, make the hat. First crochet, then attach. This part is divided into 3 sections. From bottom to top, they are section 1. Section 2 and Section 3. There are 2 Section 1s. First work 1 Section 1. Begin with a foundation chain, then work back and forth in rows. After completing it, work another Section 1, and join it with the previous Section 1. Then work Section 2 and Section 3 upwards along both Section 1s. Section 3 needs to be worked and joined simultaneously at the end. The new stitch technique used is special increase. Watch me demonstrate. Let's work the first Section 1. First follow the chart to work the corresponding number of chains. After completing, work row 1. Make 1 beginning chain to start. Then pick up the chain space counting from right to left as the second one. Pick up the top strand of the chain stitch loop. Work 1 single crochet. Continue to pick up the top strand of the adjacent chain stitch loop. Work 1 single crochet. 4 chains between them. Skip 4 chain spaces from bottom to left. Pick up the top strand of the next chain. Work 1 single crochet. 4 chains between them. Skip 4 chains from bottom. Reached the last chain space. Pick up one strand and work one single crochet. Row 1 is completed. Work row 2 downward. Make 3 beginning chains. Turn the work. Pick up chain spaces to the left. Crochet 2 double crochets. Three chains. Continue with one single crochet in the same space. 3 chains. 3 double crochets. After completing, pick up chain space to the left and work one single crochet. 2 chains. Next, pick up the last stitch position from the previous row. Work one single crochet. Row 2 is complete. Next, crochet row 3. Make 3 beginning chains. Turn the work. Pick up chain spaces to the left and work 2 double crochets. Three chains as a bridge. Next, pick up the gap between the left chain and double crochets. Work one single crochet. 4 chains as a bridge. Pick up the gap between the double crochet and chain. Work single crochets. 3 chains as a bridge. Finally, pick up the top of the beginning chain to crochet a special increase. Work 2 double crochets in the same position. Similarly, pick up the beginning chain. Insert the hook into both strands of the top chain. Then work 1 treble crochet. Complete the special increase. Row 3 is completed. Continue to crochet row 4. Make 1 chain as your beginning chain. Turn the work. Pick up the stitch on the edge below. Work 1 single crochet. 3 chains as a bridge. Pick up the chain space to the left and work single crochets. Pick up adjacent chain spaces and work 3 double crochets. Three chains. 1 single crochet. 3 chains. 3 double crochets. I consider this chain space as a pattern. Pick up the chain space below and work single crochets. 2 chains. Pick up the top of the edge beginning chain and work 1 single crochet. Row 4 is completed. Move on to row 5. Make 3 beginning chains. Turn the work. Pick up the left chain space below and work 2 double crochets. Move on to 3 chains as a bridge. Move left to the pattern position. Pick up the gap between double crochet and chain to work single crochet, 4 chains as a bridge. Pick up the adjacent gap between chain and double crochet to work single crochet, 3 chains as a bridge. Then pick up the left chain space and work 3 double crochets. Three chains. Pick up 1 stitch on the edge and work 1 double crochet. Row 5 is complete. Now work row 6. Make one beginning chain to start. Turn the work. Pick up edge stitches and work one single crochet. 3 chains. Continue working 3 double crochets in the same position. Then pick up chain spaces to the left and work single crochet. 3 chains. Work one single crochet in the adjacent chain space. Then pick up the left side chain space and crochet the pattern. After completing, pick up the left side chain space and work single crochet, 2 chains. Pick up the top of the beginning chain on the edge and work single crochet. Row 6 is complete. For the remaining rows, please refer to the chart for crocheting. Pay attention to the last stitch of row 7. Work it into the edge stitch of the previous row. At the end of row 9, work 2 double crochets into the top of the beginning chain. Cut the yarn after completing row 11. Complete the remaining rows. This completes the explanation for section 1. Move on to crocheting section 2. The crocheting method is similar to section 1. Work back and forth with a foundation chain. When working the last row, join the 2 sections together. Continue following the chart until the row before the last row. I've already reached the corresponding position here. Work the last row downward. First, follow the chart to complete the previous row's section. After completing, work the corresponding number of chain stitches downward. Then pick up section 1. Position the fabric with the wrong side facing you, that is, the side where the last row's stitch texture appears less distinct. Meanwhile, the starting tail should be on the right side of the fabric piece. Starting from the edge stitch downward, continue crocheting according to the chart. Complete the last stitch. The final row is now done. The 2 fabric pieces are now connected. At this point, section 1 is complete. Next, work on section 2. Continue from the previous yarn tail. First, follow the chart to crochet up to the chain space before the middle connection. Complete this single crochet. Work down to the corresponding position. First, work 4 chain spaces. Then pick up the 3rd chain position counting from right to left. The wrong side of the chain is facing you. Pick up the top strand and work 1 double crochet. 4 chain spaces. Skip 4 chains below. Pick up the top strand of the next chain. Work 1 double crochet. For the following chains, pick up the corresponding top strand of each chain. I won't repeat this instruction later. Continue working 4 chains downward. Skip 4 stitches. Work 1/2 double crochet. Four chain spaces. Skip 4 stitches. Work 1/2 double crochet. Continue working 4 chain spaces. Skip 4 stitches. Work 1 single crochet. Continue crocheting according to the pattern chart. Pay attention, the chains will twist here. Smooth it out as you crochet. Complete this double crochet. 2 stitches remaining before the chain section. Skip, pick up from the back. Crochet correspondingly at the top of section 1 on this side. Finish the last stitch. Row 1 is completed. For the remaining rows, work back and forth by picking up stitches from the previous row. No new stitch techniques or methods are introduced. Simply follow the chart to complete the remaining crocheting. Now section 2 is explained. Finally, let's explain section 3. At the centered position here, decrease stitches by working fewer stitches. Crochet evenly on both sides. On the last row, crochet while joining both sides together. Next, I'll demonstrate the method for the last row. Here, I'm demonstrating with a small swatch. Start by referring to the chart. Crochet to the centered double crochet position in the chart. I've reached the corresponding position here. Continue crocheting downward. First, pick up the gap between the double crochet and chain stitch to the left. Work 1 single crochet. Then pick up the adjacent chain space and work 1 double crochet. After that, work 1 chain stitch. Release the yarn loop, then join together. Fold the fabric in half at the middle position. That is, the centered double crochet position. Then from behind, insert the hook into the corresponding chain space. Pull the yarn loop through. Complete the connection. Continue with 2 chain stitches. Return to the front. Pick up the left side corresponding position to work single crochet. After that, work 1 chain stitch. Release the yarn loop. From behind, insert the hook into the corresponding chain space. Pull the yarn loop through. Complete another connection. Continue with 2 chain stitches. Return to the front. Pick up the corresponding position to work single crochet. From now on, connect while crocheting 3 chain stitches. All connections are chain 1, release the yarn loop, pick up the corresponding chain space from behind, and pull the yarn loop through. Complete the connection. Continue crocheting the remaining chains afterward. Return to the front. Pick up the corresponding position to work the corresponding stitches. Follow this method from now on. Refer to the chart and continue crocheting and connecting. Connect when working the last double crochet here. Same method. Stretch the loop. Insert the hook into the gap between the beginning chain and the adjacent double crochet. Pull the yarn loop through. Complete the connection. Return to the front. Pick up the edge and work 1 double crochet. The last row is now completed. The hat shape has formed on top. Cut the yarn and weave in the ends. Section 3 is now complete. The crocheted parts of the hat are now finished. Crocheting is done. Proceed to assembly. Use the strip connection method here. Fasten them with a slip stitch and 2 chain stitches. Attach the hat to the main part neckline area. Start by marking first. You can secure it with a stitch marker first. If no stitch marker is available, you can substitute with a safety pin or paper clip. You can also use yarn tails. Match the edges on both sides of section 1 of the hat with the corresponding neckline edges on both sides. Secure them in place. Then secure the centered position of the hat with the centered position of the back chest piece of the main part. After that, mark a few points roughly on both sides. Once completed, work from the wrong side of the fabric. Join yarn from one edge, then pick up 2 fabric edges. Insert the hook at a secure position. Work 2 chain stitches and a slip stitch to connect. There are no specific requirements for the insertion point here. Just make it secure and neat. Complete this part on your own. After connecting, check the effect first. Cut the yarn only if it fits properly. This concludes the explanation for attaching the hat. The hat making process is now complete. Next, we'll make the sleeves. There are 2 in total. The making method is the same for both. Start with crocheting. Attach them after completion. Each sleeve consists of 2 parts, the sleeve body and the cuff edge. First, cast on and crochet the sleeve body. After completing it, pick up stitches on the other side to crochet the cuff edge. Then join the 2 sides of the sleeve body together. Finally, attach it to the armhole position of the main part. Let's start with explaining the sleeve body. The crochet pattern is identical to the hat. However, while crocheting. You need to increase or decrease stitches on both sides to create a curvy shape. At the edge section, you need to make 4 double crochets in the same position. This uses a new stitch technique, single crochet increase, SC2 in 1. Let me demonstrate this new stitch technique separately. You can learn it first, and then refer to the pattern chart for crocheting. Watch me demonstrate. Single crochet increase, which is making 2 single crochets in the same position. One, 2. 1 single crochet increase completed. You can see 2 single crochets made in the same stitch. This is the technique for single crochet increase. After completing the sleeve body, cut the yarn and weave in ends. That concludes the explanation for the sleeve body area. Next, let's explain the sleeve cuff. Follow the magic ring, form a loop. The new stitch techniques used are double crochet and DC2 puff, bobble stitch crossing. DC2 puff, bobble stitch. Chain 3 picket. Watch me demonstrate. I'll demonstrate using this swatch. Position the sleeve bodice cast on edge upward. Make sure the right side of the fabric faces out. The starting yarn tail is at the upper right corner. Locate the edge. The second single crochet position inward. Pick the middle of the single crochet here. Insert the hook to join yarn. Then make 2 beginning chains. Counts as 1/2 double crochet. Next, pick up the chain space to the left. Work 2 half double crochets. Pick the middle of the adjacent single crochet. Work 1/2 double crochet. Work 2 half double crochets in the chain space. Work 2 half double crochets in each space. Follow the pattern, single crochet, 1/2 double crochet. Pay attention, always insert hook into the middle of stitches. Complete to the second to last single crochet position. Leave unworked. Find the beginning chain position downward. Insert hook into both strands of the second chain. Work 1 slip stitch to join. Pull tight. The first round is complete. Change colors for the next round. Cut the yarn. Move on to round 2. At the top of the previous round's beginning chain, where you made the slip stitch, insert the hook to join yarn. Then make 3 beginning chains. Counts as 1 double crochet. Next, pick the second stitch on the right. Work DC2 puff, bobble stitch. First, work 2 incomplete double crochets. Insert the hook into the stitch. Place the beginning chain above. Wrap the floating yarn into stitches as you crochet. One, 2, 1, 2. Then yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook in once. Complete the DC2 puff bobble stitch. Next work CH3 picket. I'll call it picket for short later. Then pick up the stitch below the bobble stitch, the front strand, and the 2 strands on the left. Pick up a total of 3 strands like this. Work 1 slip stitch. Don't pull tight on this slip stitch, this completes the picket. Next work left side crossing of double crochet and DC2 bobble. I'll call it crossing for short later. Pick up the third half double crochet stitch to the left. Work 1 double crochet. Then pick up the adjacent half double crochet stitch on the right. Work a DC2 puff. Weave the completed double crochet into stitches. Complete the crossing, then work a picket above. Continue crocheting crossing stitches. Pick up the third stitch on the left for double crochet. Then pick up the adjacent stitch on its right. Work a DC2 puff. Weave the double crochet into stitches. Complete the crossing. Then work 1 picket. Continue crocheting crossing stitches and picots following this way. Finish the last crossing and picket. Only 1 stitch left below. Skip. Pick up to the left. Begin bobble stitch. Insert the hook and work 1 slip stitch. Gently tighten. The second round is complete. Change colors for the next round. Fasten off the yarn. Now crochet round 3. Join yarn at the insertion point of the slip stitch from the previous round. Make 1 beginning chain to start. Work 1 single crochet in the same place. Chain 1 between them. Then move to the left, from behind the 2 crossing stitches. Pick up the skipped stitch position between the crossing stitches. Work 1 double crochet. Slightly enlarge the loop. The height after completing should be similar to the previous single crochet. After completing, continue with 1 chain. Pick up the stitch of bobble, in the crossing stitches to the left. Work 1 single crochet. Chain 1. Then pick up between the 2 crossing stitches, the skipped stitch below. Work 1 double crochet, insert the hook from behind as well. After completing, work 1 chain. When encountering crossing stitches going backward, work single crochet on the bobble stitch. Then chain 1. When encountering skipped stitch position between crossing stitches, correspondingly work 1 double crochet. Chain 1. Continue crocheting in this way. Refer to the chart for details. Complete the last chain. Pick up the first single crochet stitch below. Join with a slip stitch. Pull tight. The third round is complete. The next round still uses this color. No need to break yarn. Work the fourth round downward. Pick up the adjacent chain space on the left. Work a slip stitch to carry the yarn along. Then make 2 chains as beginning chain. Next pick up the left chain space, and work 2 half double crochets. Work 1 half double crochet in the adjacent chain space. Continue picking up chain spaces from now on. Work 2 half double crochets. Alternate with 1 half double crochet. Complete the last half double crochet in the chain space. Work a slip stitch at the top of the beginning chain downward. Tighten. Round 4 is complete. Change colors for the next round. Fasten off the yarn. Rounds 5-9. Follow the pattern set of rounds 2-4. Refer to previous sections and the chart for crocheting. After completion, work round 10. Continue crocheting with the yarn tail from round 9. First pick up the chain space on the left. Slip stitch to carry the yarn along. Make 3 beginning chains. Work 2 double crochets in the same position. I consider this chain space as a pattern. Pick up on the left side. The second chain space. Work 1 pattern. First work 1 slip stitch. Then work 3 chains. Then work 2 double crochets. Complete 1 pattern. Continue to pick up the second chain space on the left side for the next pattern. Continue crocheting this way. Complete the last pattern. Skip the remaining chain spaces. Move down to the beginning position. Pick up the first pattern. Insert the hook into the slip stitch braid. Work 1 slip stitch. Gently pull to tighten. Cut the yarn. Hide the yarn tail to the wrong side of the fabric. This completes round 10. The crocheting of the sleeve edge is now finished. Next is assembly. First connect the two sides of the sleeve body. Here the sleeve body with the wrong side of the fabric facing out. Then from this end of the sleeve edge, pick up both edges of the fabric. A more secure position. Crochet 2 chain stitches and a slip stitch to connect. Continue connecting to the last row edge of the sleeve body. Then center the last row position, corresponding to the shoulder connection position of the main part. Below corresponding to the bottom of the armhole. Then along both sides. Pick up roughly corresponding positions to continue connecting. The insertion point here has no specific requirement, as long as the fabric lies flat and looks neat after connecting. Complete this part on your own. That concludes the demonstration for attaching the sleeves, and the sleeve making is now complete. Next, let's demonstrate edging the main part. Crochet around the hat edge, the front band of the main part, and the hem in rounds. The pattern is similar to the sleeve cuff. Remember to leave buttonholes during the process. Please watch my demonstration. Let's start with the first round. I'll demonstrate using this small sample. Centered on the hat. Pick the joining point. Insert the hook into one side. Join the yarn. Then make 2 chain stitches to begin. Pick the adjacent side edge to the left. Work 3 half double crochets. Remember to weave in ends as you crochet. Adjacent side edge. Work 1 half double crochet. This is a single crochet. Pick the gap on the edge or insert the hook into 2 secure strands. Continue down to pick the next side edge. Work the corresponding number of half double crochets. Work 1 half double crochet on the single crochet side edge. From now on, follow the chart. Pick the side edge of a row, and work the corresponding number of half double crochets. Complete the hat area. Down to the position of the main part motif. Pick the corresponding row's side edge. Work the corresponding number of half double crochets. Adjacent motif side edge. Similarly pick. Insert the hook into the edge gap, or a more secure position. Work the corresponding number of half double crochets. When reaching the starting point, pick the chain space and work. Continue down following the chart. Crochet accordingly. Continue crocheting until before the corner position. Reach the corresponding position. Work 2 chains as a transition downward. Then start from this side. Continue picking the motif edge and working the corresponding number of half double crochets until the next corner position. Reach the corresponding position. Work 2 chains as a transition. Continue downward picking the edge and working the corresponding number of half double crochets. Crochet to the right side of the beginning chain. Hook into the top of the beginning chain and slip stitch. Pull tight. The first round is complete. Cut the yarn. Then crochet round 2. Need to work crossing stitches and picots. First refer to the chart and crochet until before the corner 2 chains position. Reach the corresponding position. Pick up the chain space below and work 3 double crochets. One picot. The slip stitch for the picot here. Pick up the front strand of the previous double crochet stitch and insert the hook into the left strand. After completing, continue to pick up the chain space and work 1 double crochet. Then refer to the chart and work crossing stitches and picots according to the pattern. Next corner chain space position. Work the chain space using this method. After all completed, join with a slip stitch to the beginning position. Remaining rounds after this, everyone just follow the chart for crocheting. Pay attention, on the 4th round, at the corner, pick up the corresponding position and work 5 half double crochets. On the 5th round, leave buttonholes. On the 7th round, at the corner position pick up single crochets and work 3 half double crochets. Other special stitch placements are all marked. Everyone can just follow the chart for crocheting. Next I'll explain the buttonhole crocheting method. Here I'll use this swatch for demonstration. Complete the crossing. Continue crocheting picots. After completing, work 4 chain stitches downward. Leave 4 stitches unworked below. Continue working crossing to the left. After completing, still leave 4 stitches unworked below. Continue working as before afterward. The chain space here is the buttonhole. All other buttonhole positions are worked in this way. When crocheting the next round to the buttonhole position, make a double crochet in the space below behind the chain. Then pick up the chain space and work 3 single crochets. Then make a double crochet in the space below. Between these 2 double crochets here, skip 2 stitches. The method for encountering buttonholes afterward is the same. Please refer to the previous demonstration. Follow the chart. Complete the remaining part. Now the edging part of the main part is explained. Finally, attach the buttons. Overlap the fabric of the front band on the main part. The side with buttonholes on top. Then find the button position through the buttonholes. Securely sew with the corresponding yarn. No specific method required here. Just make it secure. Complete this part on your own. Finally, button into the buttonholes. Now the button installation is explained. Up to this point, the entire making process of this garment is completed. If you have any unclear parts during the crocheting process, don't hesitate to join our Facebook group to get supports. Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.